Hey everyone, Chen here bringing you guys another video. Today we are finally going to be fulfilling a video for a commenter on my YouTube videos actually fairly recently. I know this guy has been asking for Akshan matchup tier list for a while now, and here it is. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, let me know down in the comments below that it was you, and I'm super glad to produce this video for you. Not only is this video going to be useful for him, it's going to be useful to anyone who's actually learning Akshan or just confused about a matchup. I'm going to go over my opinion on every single matchup and how it functions, how the dynamic works. It's not going to be as intensive or, as long as I hope it would be, because that is going to be a future video that I want to be like 3 hours, stuff like that. A very extremely long video with timestamps, stuff like that for every single mid lane matchup. But this is just going to cover a very generic tip. If you're new to Akshan or if you're confused about an Akshan matchup, this is going to be for you. With that being said, real quick, I do want to mention two things. First and foremost, this is all strictly my opinion, but it is an opinion from a challenger Akshan who's been challenger for over 3 years. Also, it's coming from someone who reached 62% win rate with Akshan and have over, I don't know, like, let's ballpark around 5,000 games with Akshan, somewhere around there. That might be an exaggeration, maybe like 3,000, I don't know. A bunch of Akshan games, surely. And I stream Akshan every single day, so keep that in mind. Number two, this is going to cover based on equal footing. What I mean by this is take a challenger Akshan player, take a challenger Azir player. How does that matchup interact? Same with all the way down, diamond versus diamond. I'm not going to say, hey, if you're really good at Akshan, you should dick on, this person, no matter what. Because sometimes, right, if you're a challenger, for example, and I verse against like a Grandmaster or a Masters, Azir, for example, the matchup's pretty fucking free. Like, that guy doesn't know what he's doing. The skill level matters. But based on equal footing, I'm going to be basically balancing it out, and that way it is fair and, universally accurate. And the last thing I want to mention, actually, is this tier list is not up to date. I believe it's missing Nefiri, from what I can tell. But if there's another champion that it's missing, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll just give you my rating there. With that being said, guys, we're going to get straight into it. Starting off with Ahri. Ahri's going to be an easy matchup. Basically, this matchup, you should be able to win lane 99% of your games. 99% of your games, you're going to win lane. Why don't I put out free LP? Because she has enough utility and enough things in her kit to actually give you some problems if you fall behind. So if she gets a jungle gank, you're kind of fucked. And then also, doesn't matter if she's 0-20, she always has Charm. And let's just be honest, Charm landing on Akshan, GG well played at every single stage of the game. So it's easy for that reason. It's not completely free LP, but super favorable matchup. Next, once again, bringing on the fact that this is strictly my opinion. A lot of people might disagree with this. This is my opinion, strictly, once again, Akshan versus Akali. I'm going to put it at very hard. I know every stat website put this matchup at like a 55% win rate for Akshan side. I disagree with that. I think Akali got insane buffs where her Q mana is non-existent and her Q damage is just insane. To a point where you trade as early with Akali, and then it just reaches a point where you're both like low HP, and then if she lands a E or gets a gank, you just lose. And the best part of this matchup is when she reaches level 6, it doesn't matter how behind she is, like she's always going to kill you. So it's a very hard matchup. Definitely in there. Akshan free LP. We don't have to talk about it. As Nivea, another very hard matchup. She's got like 10 ways to fuck you up, bro. Like Q fucks you up, W fucks your swing, E just does a shit ton of damage, and then R fucks up your whole entire kit as well. Overall, very cringe matchup. Her GA also kind of cucks you in a lot of cases because you just don't have enough damage to actually burst her because of her additional tankiness. Also, she is very tanky. Don't get it twisted. Rada plus, Archangels. You're not one-shotting her. You're not even dealing with her ever. She's going to be too tanky, and she's just going to offer way more than you can ever do. You can't even shove and roam because she has better wave clear than you. It's pretty funny. So, very hard matchup in Anivia. Annie. Annie used to be an easy matchup. I'm not even trolling when I say this, but when they made Annie's E do self-mitigating damage, where you, like, she presses E and, it damages you, and when she made it so she starts the game with a stun, this matchup is 8. I'm going to put it as hard. I'm going to put it as hard for the reason that she is squishy, first and foremost. and you have windows to abuse her. If she ever uses her stun early, you can abuse her. You have a decent amount of windows to abuse her, and also in team fights, you can outplay her. In the sense that you just pray she's terrible, and she ultis your teammates, and then you just blow her up. Cool. I'll put it hard for that reason. ASol, free LP. 2 reasons. 1, no one plays ASol. Second of all, this champ is free LP. You should be able to ram him every single time. If you reach late game, it's not free LP, but let's be honest. If you're reaching 30+ minute with Akshan versus ASol and that's a team dynamic or matchup dynamic, you're fucking griefing. Alright? Cool. Azir, hard. Azir is very close to being very hard, but I think the reason why I would put it as hard is because you have ways of outplaying him, and keep in mind this is literally considering equal skill level. If you're better than an Azir player, you're going to ram him 90% of the time, like, just because they are going to grief early so fucking hard to where you just win the game, but equal skill level, you're versing a good Azir, and they will make your life miserable. They will outpoke you, they have R, they have good sustain through... you know, just conquer and like long range, so they have good sustain in team fights. And they do so much fucking damage. This champ fucking pulls damage out of his ass, I swear to God. So, hard matchup. Cassiopeia, medium. A lot of people find this very hard, which I find weird. I solo kill Cassio almost every single game, early game. The only reason why I'm not putting it as easy is because, once again, same boat as Anivia, she builds super tanky to a point where, yes, I solo killed her, great. She reaches Rod, and then she just has enough DPS to stand still and face tank my whole entire kit, right? Once she gets her items, it becomes a little bit harder, but generally speaking, early game, you have a very, very nice way of actually killing her and just kill, you know, snowballing off of that, so we'll put medium. Cho'Gath, no one plays Cho'Gath, but I'll put it as hard. Silence, Q, R, everything. He'll just eat you alive. The only reason why I wouldn't put it very hard is because Cho'Gath is kind of like a one-dimensional champ, and you can just shove and roam. Corki, easy matchup. I would put it free LP, but unironically, this matchup, like, I've gotten a point where I solo killed him like 10 times, and then later on, he just kind of outranged me and was able to poke me. Especially, I think it's his package, which makes it hard to say a free LP matchup, because his package just offers so much, so we'll put it easy. Diana, I'll put it very hard. Diana's a very hard matchup. Her W completely cucks your entire trading pattern, and then she just has enough damage to burst you, and if she's a good player, she'll go face rush, so you never can even kite her out. And then when she reaches 6, she one-shots you. It's a really good matchup, seriously. Echo, easy matchup. The only time Echo becomes hard is when he reaches a point where he 100 zeros you in 1 second. Other than that, you should be able to kill him every single time early game, especially laning phase. He should not be able to breathe. Yeah. Fizz, I'm going to put a hard matchup. He has a lot of tools to evade you. His R is absolutely bonkers. Every single time he lands his R, you're fucking dead, so that's really fun. Galio, God. Galio's so hard to rate as a champion because technically it's like an easy matchup, but it's never an easy matchup because they are always going to have a jungle gank right in the corner. So I'm going to put it at medium for that reason, because Galio is such a supportive champion and he is so tanky. And yes, you can solo kill him if it's an isolated 1v1, but it's never an isolated 1v1. And he's always going to have teammates, and you have to keep that in the back of your mind, right? You have to play differently when they have Galio, so I'll put it medium. Gragas, also medium. You have ways to outplay it, but he has insane burst potential, lots of CC, lots of ways to cancel your dash, stuff like that. Graves, no one plays Graves. I mean, fuck it, I'll just rate it anyways. A Graves matchup is probably medium as well. It's basically whoever plays it better, to be honest. Irelia, very hard matchup. This one's obvious. This champion gets Vampiric Scepter, played a Steel Cap, you can no longer play the game. It's pretty funny. And then she gets Bork, and then, yeah, you might as well ult F4. Jace is going to be a medium matchup. Once again, a skill matchup. Everything in medium is going to be mostly skill matchup. Jace is a skill matchup. It is a little bit Akshan favored, yes, but Jace is just a champion that has so much damage, it doesn't even matter. I've solo killed this champion like 2 to 3 times, and he still lands a good poke, and then just cream pies you. Sorry, I can't say that. I didn't mean that. Anyways. Karthus, easy matchup. You should never lose Karthus. The only reason why I wouldn't put it as free LP is because Karthus reaches level 6 and presses R and impacts the map, so Even if you solo kill him, it doesn't really matter. Cast and output at free matchup. You should never be losing a casted matchup. Now, funnily enough, I've actually lost many casted matchups because it's so free that it actually isn't free, if that makes sense. Because their jungler just sets a camp next to mid lane and gets casted into fed, and the matchup becomes very unplayable. But an isolated 1v1, very free. Katarina, easy matchup. You should be able to solo kill her most of the time. The only time this isn't free is when Katarina like roams bot, gets a double kill, gets Gnasher's Tooth and a one-shot you. That's pretty chill. But other than that, you should be winning lane every single time. Like, Katarina's not really known for laning phase. Kayle, easy matchup. Actually, yeah, I'll put easy. You should solo kill her a bunch early game, and then even like late game, or mid game, I should say. Late game, she will cream. Sorry, I can't say that. Late game, she will destroy you, though. LeBlanc, another easy matchup. You have every tool in your kit to just completely abuse a LeBlanc. Lissandra is technically an easy matchup, but for the same reason as Galio, and also just simplicity factor, I might want to put it medium. Like, she presses R, and then you just can't play the game. I'll put medium. Lucian mid. That's probably... I think that's easy, to be honest. I don't think you should ever lose against Lucian mid. Lux is very hard. Not in terms of, like, very hard, but, like, you know, hard. The reason being, she is extremely long range. She has better wave clear than you. She has a spammable wave clear. She has a shield. She has so many ways to literally just stop your movement, right? Not in the sense that, oh, you swing, congrats. Maybe you dodge your Q, but her E makes it so you can't move. And then her R, and then her everything. Definitely a hard matchup. Malzahar, easy. You should solo kill him a bunch of times. Like, yes, he does fall in the same boat as Lissandra in the sense that he presses R, but his R is a little less reliable in the sense that he's standing still. Neeko, hard matchup. I think you have ways of solo killing her. It's not easy by any means, but I'll put her very hard. Remember, we're based on equal skill level, and I think a equal skill level Neeko will always destroy you because she can go camo. Her W cucks your entire kit. Her R cucks your entire kit. Yes, you can kill her, but I think you mainly just kill her with jungle help, so. Orianna is a medium. It's a skill matchup. She has the poke, she has the damage, but she is very squishy, so it's literally whoever plays it better will end up winning the matchup. Pyke mid is a Davemon special. I'll put it easy because I gapped him so hard. Sorry, that sounded a little egotistical, but I mean, I completely gapped him. Anyways, Kiana, hard matchup. Same reason as Fizz. Like, you can kill her. Kiana's easier to kill than Fizz in laning phase, for sure. Just because, actually, no, they're both pretty hard to kill. Especially if they just fucking Ras spam. We'll do that. Renekton, I haven't done this matchup all too much. I've done a fair share, like maybe 10 games total. I'll put it hard. Like, once he reaches you, yes, you're dead, but if you're a good enough player, I do think you can play in a way that Renekton can never reach you. With Fleet, stuff like that. You don't even need to take Fleet. I think PTA is fine. Rumble's skill matchup. He has a lot of damage, but he's also squishy, and he's melee, so you can just kind of abuse him. Ryze is a hard matchup, in my opinion. He has the range. He has... His R has a very funny interaction with your R. It cancels it. It's really good. I love that interaction, genuinely. And he has a root to stop your swing. And then he has a shit ton of damage, so... And then he also has movement speed, and he's tanky. Yeah, I'll put hard. Seraphine, easy matchup. It's not free LP for the sense that she offers so much utility, it's never going to be free LP. Set mid is probably same as Renekton. Actually, I might put it medium. It might be a skill matchup. I don't know. To be honest, I've never done a set matchup, so don't take my word for it, but Singed is the same boat as Galio. Like, if they're locking in Singed mid, they're going to get jungle ganks. You can't avoid it, ever. I'll put it medium. If it's an isolated 1v1, yes, it's easy, and you should just be able to kill him, but they're gonna get ganks. He's gonna E and then flash Q, and you're always gonna die. Or, sorry, I fucked that up. He's gonna W and then flash E. Sylas is an easy matchup. You should never lose the Sylas matchup 1v1. Syndra is a very hard matchup. Syndra's actually one of the best, like, standalone champions to just completely counter Akshan. She has everything to counter him. So I'll put her literally number 1. Like, if you want one all-rounder champion that counters Akshan, Syndra is the champ. Talon is a medium matchup. He would be easy because you solo kill him so many times, but he reaches late game. Doesn't matter how many taps he has, he's going to one-shot you. Tryndamere is... God. I'll put it hard. I do think it's more of a skill matchup than anything, but it's not an easy matchup by any means. And he reaches level 6 and just runs you down unless you take, like, really cringe setup like Ghost on Akshan, or you go, like, I don't know, fucking Gale Force type shit. Twisted Fate, it's a medium matchup. It's a skill matchup. You can kill him early, but he has so much utility and offers so much. Veigar is a medium matchup for the same reason. Yes, he has his cage. Yes, he has his burst, but you should be able to kill him early. Vel'Koz is actually a hard matchup. Likely, no one plays Vel'Koz. Otherwise, I think it'd easily be a very hard matchup. Bro, her knock-up is a disgusting hitbox, and then she just one-shots you. And then she also one-shots the wave, so it's a very hard matchup. Vex is a very hard matchup here, for obvious reasons. She has the CC to stop you. You can't ever really swing, because she eats your swing for her passive, and she will one-shot you with R. Viego mid is a hard matchup. Luckily, no one plays Viego mid. You guys probably never versed against a Viego mid, but it's a hard matchup. He stays in camo, he W's you out of fog, and then he just rams you in. Victor... Equal skill level. How's Victor? Equal skill level. How is Victor? Based on how champs interact, I think it's a medium matchup. Yeah, it's a medium matchup. It's a skill matchup for the most part. You have early kill pressure, but if you play it badly, he can win it. And then mid to late game, you can also kill him if you play it better. So yeah, Vladimir is going to be a skill matchup as well. I would put it as hard, but a lot of Vlad players kind of suck, to be honest. And you should just be able to roam. Like, it is a hard matchup, don't get me wrong. Like, isolated 1v1, you're going to lose every single time once he gets items, but you just roam and you're fine. Xerath is an easy matchup. You should just be able to go in balls deep and you'll just kill him. Yasuo is a very hard matchup for obvious reasons. His W, his E, his R, everything just counters you. It's pretty hilarious. Yone is going to be a skill matchup. I would put it as easy, but this champ is the most ill-inflated champ in the game, is my opinion. Once he reaches one item, regardless of his stat line, he could be 0-8. You could have solo killed him 8 times. Congrats, he will one-shot you. You better pray he doesn't land his R. He will one-shot you. Doesn't matter if you have 3 items and he has 1. Zed is a... God. Zed's a very hard matchup for sure. Especially this French first strike Hydra build that they've been going. They just basically play like a poke champ, and it's a very hard matchup for sure. Ziggs is another very hard matchup. Ziggs basically can never lose this matchup because his satchel completely cucks your entire kit. He outpokes you, he outdamages you, and he breaks towers extremely fast. Zillion should be a fairly easy matchup. Yeah, it should be an easy matchup. And then Zoe's going to be a skill matchup. You can kill her early, but she can also kill you early, which is hence the skill. And then later on, you do just kind of destroy her. But the only reason why I wouldn't put it as easy is because it's like she's the same boat as Ahri, where like they have CC, so they're always going to be fairly useful. But the difference is Zoe's early game is actually impressive. Like, I versed against the best Zoe, Samikin, so many times, and he has got the better of me. Not like solo kills much, but just a laning phase to where I had to take a bad recall. You can play really aggressive on Zoe and actually just destroy Akshan. Anyways, guys, that is the tier list. If I am missing a champion, for example, I know right off just from doing this, I'm missing Nefiri and I'm missing Tristana. Nefiri I put at easy because she can't do fucking shit against you. If you lose to Nefiri, you're a bad player. And then Tristana I put at hard. It is a skill matchup, but Tristana just outdamaged you, breaks tower. She's just a very cringe champ. So, with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a great rest of your day. Let me know down in the comments below what other videos you would like to see. And that is it from me. Chen out.